you straighten up your credit. It wasn't like your credit stayed the same. You had to make sacrifices, right? And you kept making payments, right? So, what is the miracle? Sometimes we overlook it. So therefore, you knew that they were supposed to push you out of there because he wasn't there anymore, but now they did. So that's a testimony. You said, but do you see how you shot right past the testimony and it got convoluted and people were like, yeah, but it's not really Jesus. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times what happens is our testimony is also our walk. The reason I wore this in today is because when you saw me dressed like this, what's the first thing you thought of? Okay? Run DMC, LL Cool J. You know? Because that's what I represent. That's what it looked like I represented. Even without talking. Sometimes our life has to be a personal testimony. And that's what we're going to be dealing with today with this gentleman. In John 9, in chapter 9, starting with verse 7, it says, "Go," he told him, "wash in the pool of Siloam," which means sent. So he left, washed, and came back saying. His neighbors and those who had seen him before as a beggar said, "Isn't this the one who used to sit begging?" Some said he is the one. Others saying, "No, but he looks like him." He kept saying, "I'm the one." They brought the man who used to be blind to the Pharisees. That day that Jesus made the mud and opened his eyes was a Sabbath. Then the Pharisees asked him again how he received his sight. He put mud on my eyes. He told me, "I washed and I can see." So the Pharisees said, "This man is not up from God because he does not keep the Sabbath." But the others were saying, "How can a sinful man perform such signs?" And there were a division among them. Again they asked the blind man, "What do you say about him, since he opened your eyes?" "He's a prophet," he said. So a second time they summoned the man who had been blind and told him, "Give glory to God. We know that this man is a sinner." He answered, whether or not he's a sinner, I don't know. One thing I do know, I was blind, and now I can see. So, what we have here is a thing of Christ was going through a situation of where they were trying to trap him. We know that before, right? And they want to find fault in him. But this guy literally was caught up and he was blind. Now, blind was an illness. Blindness is an illness that was uncurable in that day. You know, there's nothing you could do about it. But this man had enough faith to allow Christ to spit on him, put mud on his eyes. But was he really?
Yeah, you think this man been blind a long time.
So that means he probably used to it.
That too, he a beggar. Then he done tried all he could try. Did all he could do. And all you say is, "I'm gonna spit," rub some spit, was like, he probably been spit on the folks, that wasn't that bad. Little
Really?
he was already nervous, so that's cool too.
So
And they tried this too.
let's not downplay the man.
We're not gonna doubt it, I'm just saying. He done all he can do anyway. Let's try it. Let's try Jesus. Like most of us do. We make it the last resort. Yep, we do.
But
we make it the last resort.
But sometimes do we really do will we go that far though?
Huh?
Will we go that far to where
A lot of times, especially in sickness, yeah. Especially in sickness. When after the doctor did all that he can do.
No, but see, that's a new sickness. That's a new normal. We don't like that. We want to go into this guy has gotten comfortable where he is. Think about it. How many of us are comfortable where we are that we want to allow that change to happen?
Oh, that's all I'm saying.
That's my point. You understand what I'm saying? We get to a situation where we're comfortable where we are. We don't want to allow, we just like, I ain't doing all that now. You know, I take all that? Why I gotta do all, why I gotta change my attitude? Why I gotta let people run over me? Why I can't have what I want? Why I gotta get people to take advantage of me? Why not?
Well, we ain't gonna do all of that.
You see?
It ain't gonna take advantage just to make the change.
What?
What you mean, why? Who does that?
Christ.
He don't allow other folks to take advantage of you just to make a change in yourself.
No, he allowed us to take advantage of him just to make a
Yeah,
change
he
for
did.
us.
Well, yeah, he did.
Okay, that's so,
But he came for the sacrificial purpose of that,
but we should be Christians, we like Christ.
okay? And if we Christians dealing with other Christians, then I'm not gonna take advantage of you, you don't take advantage of me.
But if they do,
And
you
he's
just
trying
let,
not to.
but if they do, you just let it ride.
I mean, possibly. They might be addressed, but he's gonna be, yeah, we're gonna let it ride.
What's your take?
Oh, what, oh, what, it's up, right?
Uh-huh.
It's up. Oh, I didn't know. What happened, sir? Oh, when it's up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just think it just depends on what it is. Sometimes it's not worth the hassle. So you just let it go, it's not worth the confusion or whatever it may cause by saying something, so you just let it go.
So we're letting things ride. Doesn't that also mean that sometimes we are overly judgmental, like the Pharisees?
Oh, like, cause they was like, oh, okay, then, well, I guess he did have to see again, but he's still a sinner, but he did do like that.
Yeah, they're saying that, first of all, they were trying to say he didn't do it. Have you ever noticed sometimes that it's the church folk that don't want to give people the benefit of the doubt?
Oh, what a course.
They want to be the main ones trying to find fault in people.
Yeah,
Even if Christ did something good, what was the first thing they tried to do?
say he do it, figure out who else he did.
Say the guy one, this one, this guy, this ain't the guy that was blind.
Yep, that ain't him, he always, right, discredit him.
And then after they realized he did it, then they want to call him evil.
Oh, yeah, they downplay. Yeah,
Or then they
look,
said that he shouldn't have did it on the Sabbath day.
right, go ahead with your little miracle, that's a little miracle, go on with your little miracle. You know how people do,
Exactly.
with your little whatever it is.
But don't we do that with people today?
Oh, yeah, people.
You know, somebody can do something good, but yet we try to find what's wrong with them in it. Yeah, but they don't take all that, but yeah, they should do this, yeah, but they couldn't do this, yeah, but they did that, yeah, but.
I think a lot of people do it like how you have a lot of the drug boys, they do, like, look, they do a lot of nice stuff like criminal time, so they, but he still a drug though. But y'all over there getting them free toys for these children, so y'all need these turkeys these boys out here buying, or, you know what I'm saying? Or a lot of them boys go to church, put plenty of money in church, not nobody saying nothing about how much money he put in his church when y'all building something, but he's still out there. That's between him, God, and whoever out there in the streets with.
So we go straight to the drug dealer.
I'm just saying, simple as that.
We jumped over the stripper and everybody else went
Them
straight to the
too.
drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? I'm just.
They put their money in the church too, or whatever they do. Because a lot of times, those boys, they do a lot of nice stuff. Now, the strip don't do as much nice stuff. They be buying stuff for themselves. You know that. You don't see them out there holding no turkey drive. You know that. Now, the those boys and rappers, they'll do that. Some strippers, honey, they be at Gucci with me. They be buying bundles up there seeing me at the house shop. They ain't doing too much in the community. Most of them.
So, but do you think that maybe the dope boys, the trap, the rappers, and people like that do things to deal with their conscience?
Yeah.
So they.
I think sometimes it's like, I guess trying to balance it. Cause a lot of them behind closed doors, or when you're not seeing them out here in the street flashing, whatever, I'm pretty sure they go through a lot. They probably do a lot of stuff they're not proud of, or probably don't want folks to know they really did, you know, stuff like this. So I think it's sometimes a balance. You know what I'm saying?
So, but can you buy your salvation?
You can't, but, you know, people, but then, I guess they feel like you do something good. Like, I got all this money, I could at least do something good. I ain't gotta spend it all on cars and
But will they
clothes.
get you into heaven?
No, they ain't gonna do that, but it ain't gonna keep you out either. So, we gonna try it. It's better than not doing it. That's just try. They just like getting saved, like people say they may not believe it, but what is it gonna hurt to try? It's not gonna hurt nothing to do it anyway. It's like,
But you can't try,
insurance.
you can't try getting saved though.
But I'm just saying, who wouldn't? I mean, but at the same time,
I'm glad you said that, cause it's.
I mean, not so much as try, but I'd rather take that walk than not take the walk. Whether, you know what I'm saying, like I'm
Okay,
doing this
so
anyway,
are you
whether or
saying-
not my full belief might come later down the road, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this walk and take this dip, just in case. Just in case it do work. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Let me do some good. I don't have to be a butthole all the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to have this mean, bad demeanor all the time. Let me try. It's about trying to balance. If you try, it's the war against flesh, principalities, the world.
But it sounds like, I'm not, don't get me wrong, but it sounds like you're trying to justify it.
No justification, explanation, no justification.
Okay, so you're explaining it.
Yeah, it's some type of, it's meaning to the madness. Whether or not it makes sense or whether or not it's gonna work, that's a totally different conversation. We ain't saying it's gonna work or that it makes sense.
Okay, so going back to why do we always seem to find fault in people that are trying to serve?
Cause it's easier. It's easier.
Go ahead.
I don't believe people always try to find fault in people that serve. I don't believe that.
You don't? The Bible shows that. It's full of that.
But I don't think people try to do it intentionally. I mean,
So what, somebody come in, they wanna say, yeah, they just wanna be seen, you know what I'm saying?
but
Or they don't
everybody's
take,
not like that. You got those few people that will be like that. But some people will welcome them in with open arms because they do want to sing. They want to do something in the church, which is what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to serve in the ministry, not just sit back. Because the person who's probably dogging them out probably just sit on the pew every Sunday and don't do nothing.
okay, so why do people have to say something about, why do people say things? You said that people don't even do it. I'll give an example, okay, what people do, for instance.
I mean, people say stuff all the time. You always gonna have somebody say something. Everybody doesn't say everything.
Okay, so my question, go back, why do people do it?
Maybe they just not happy with themselves, so that's why they do it. I don't know. You got to ask them.
I mean, maybe it's the truth. Not to say the truth hadn't been spoken out loud, but maybe it is. Like, here she goes. And sometimes I be thinking that in my mind when certain people catch the spirit, I be like, here it goes. All right, they go. We already know they finna show out. And like you might, and I might be just as wrong could be, they probably feel it down and they shot my mouth. But in my mind, here we go. They finna show out. I almost can time it. Like, yeah, about that time. But hey, it just might be that time of their spirit. I don't know this. So I just might just be wrong. Like you said, it's perception. Like you came in here perceived 1980. It's perception.
Right.
So that's the perception that person gave off. Like it's just like if somebody say a woman wearing revealing clothes, the perception is gonna be what? She wants to be seen. And clearly, she got her point across because we all saw it.
But could it be that she didn't want to be seen? Could it be that,
That's all she had to wear?
or maybe that's what she liked to wear?
Lies. No, no sir.
Okay,
It's called etiquette. Yes, no, we're not gonna give her that much. No,
Okay,
no sir.
let's go there.
It's called etiquette.
You're a hairstylist.
Right.
Or, what's the other word that you use now?
Master cosmetologist.
Okay, master cosmetologist. There's
Mm-hmm.
another word I was looking for. Something engineer, I forgot. But a young lady comes in and wants her hair purple.
Right.
Is she gonna be seen?
Oh, she's definitely gonna make a statement.
Is she doing it to get attention and to be seen?
Now, yeah and no. She might just really like her. But we know you gonna be seen in this purple hair. And yeah, so yeah, we're gonna go with that. Yes.
So she's gonna
Final
be seen.
answer.
So she's gonna be seen. Would you say she's gonna be seen? Would you say she's gonna be seen?
Not necessarily be seen, but sometimes people do it to be trendy.
I mean, yeah. But
Okay.
in my truth,
What do you say? So, the difference between, okay, so,
Cause you know, with me doing hair, I know that a lot of people who don't wanna be seen, they keep it basic. Cause they don't wanna do anything to draw attention to themselves. Don't curl my hair too tight. Don't put no color in my hair. Don't make it too this, don't make, they wanna be real basic, they wanna be like, well, they kind of uniform, something that doesn't stand out. Why? Cause they don't want to be seen.
you know, why is it, why do you think they don't want to be seen?
I mean, some people are just, some people just like that. I guess it might be their personality to be a little bit more shy, or they consider it very conservative, or they might feel like that's their, wherever they work at, that's more of the look that they want to go for their particular, their job or career,
Could it be,
stuff like that. So it's just like, they won't wear certain things, or it might just be the job.
have you ever noticed people that are more like that or more judgmental?
Oh yeah, they really are.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very critical of themselves, because that's one thing I know is like with me doing hair, if you give them anything different, if you suggest anything different, the moment you give them something different, they're unsatisfied, dissatisfied, and they judge themselves really hard. This makes me look old, this makes me look like a such and such. And you'll be like, ma'am, all I did was curl the hair. I know you like straight. I just suggested, let's wear curly today. You're like, huh, no. And sometimes it might be within themselves, and some, or I don't know, like they are very judgmental, even with others and as well as themselves.
So, that would mean that they are unhealthy.
Possibly, yeah, that's another
Not
thing.
possible.
Yeah, it do mean that I have women
So-
sitting in my chairs that I will not give a new hairstyle to, because I know they don't like themselves. So that's why they stick with this basic look. And the minute you try to say, well, let's try a little something different, or if this one, I already know I have a bad experience off the rip. If I get a new client, and the first thing my client says to me is, don't make me look old. I'd be like, oh, Jesus. Because I know anything I give at this point is gonna make them look old. Because they already feel old. You see what I'm saying? Inside, they already feel like I'm a woman of a certain age that looks older, or, you know what I'm saying?
And they feel that's how people
See
perceive
them,
it.
exactly.
Well,
So
watch
as
this.
soon as you give them
You
anything,
ever thought about the reason they feel that? Because that's how they judge other people.
it's possibly.
The reason we do that is because we're judging other people, and we don't want people to judge us the way we judge them.
Yeah. Or they'll say something like, I done put on 20 pounds. Like they'll instantly start going, don't make me look old. I put on 20 pounds. My forehead is big, so make sure you give me a bang. My neck is short, so make sure my hair is long. Like they start giving all these critiques of about what's wrong with them. And I have to say, I said, man, I didn't even know your forehead was big until you told me. Let me just do that. Like, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, and if they want anything different, I'd be like, no, let's just do what you, because the minute you do anything different,
They're not.
I made you look big, I made you look short, I made you look old, and you like, you should just kept both that you had that was working.
But that's what the Pharisees were dealing with. They were trying to find fault in Christ because they were unhappy. Do you think they knew that they weren't serving God the way they should?
Yeah. Okay, question. Like, back in Pharisee time, they didn't have a Bible.
Yes, they did.
So they do have a Bible, they don't have this Bible.
They got the
have
Old
a
Testament.
So they had to half, just that first half. Okay, so they did have some type of script that they were following.
Yes.
Okay. So, if they were following that script too, they should have known. But I guess with Pharisees, you talking about religion and politics. So,
It's funny.
because these are people of,
You know religion is politics, right?
well, that's what I'm saying, so it's kind of like, oil and water really don't mix.
You know religion is politics. They
I
actually
mean, it really did politics, but like you said, the stuff that the government does and stuff like that, it kind of don't always run the same course as like what you should be doing.
No, actually, the government stuff does. It's the man that does it.
The who?
It's the man that's in it that does it.
That's what I'm saying.
The government itself does.
The people don't really just.
So it's not,
because they
it's
try.
not religion and politics doesn't mix. It's man that doesn't mix with it.
Well, no, they don't. Because they gotta make their stuff look bigger too.
So, once again, it goes back to people not being content with who they are. This man who was a bum, a beggar,
They might be jealous. They might like her. on something else. Like, well, he didn't need to see, why I needed a leg, golly, like, just do anything. Like, cause I think too,
No.
sometimes we feel like
So
other
there's
people
jealousy.
are blessed beyond, and you be like, how am I missing the mark? Like, why
Because
am I
you
not
have,
getting
if
it,
you
even though I
have,
don't know?
here's my thing, whenever I get to that point, I realize it's me. I make a statement, and some people get mad at me about it, but I make this statement that if everybody just took a look at themselves and realized that they ain't nothing, and I use another word, but that, you know, that you're really not.
Right.
If you didn't think of it, then you wouldn't be so judgmental of other people. See, if you really knew you weren't worth nothing, you really wouldn't have too much to say about her.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because if you spent that time working and bettering yourself, you wouldn't have no time to focus on what she is or isn't doing. But you would have time to encourage her, encourage him, encourage her. So the Pharisees, just like everyone else whenever Christ moved, people were so busy trying to find fault in other people and not look inwardly at themselves. Well, the reason that many of us can't share a testimony is because, to be honest with you, you ain't took the time to look at your own life to see where God moved. I literally believe that you should take an assess at least once a week to see where God moved in your life. Because he has. And we miss it. We miss it. You know, you can look at it from the time that you know you were speeding and then you stopped. And then this cop was over there in the front and he didn't get you. You know? That little time when you was about to go ahead and run that red light, that yellow light was turning red. And you didn't. You stopped. Then that car shot through, or that cop was on the other end, or right behind you and you didn't know it. There's small little things that we overlook, you know, blessings that God has for us, ways that he's kept us. But we said, not those things not those things of, man, I needed money, I needed this, and God came in, and he blessed, and you know, I got to work, and my bank account, and my check was in the bank. Dude, you work for that. That ain't the blessing. That's not a testimony. Okay? But we have to find ourselves and see, are we being pharisaical? Or are we being like that better? And the problem is most of us are being pharisaical. We want to talk about everybody else and bless other people. And, you know, make sins of other people versus ourselves. You know, a couple of preacher friends of mine, you know, we always, you know, on social media, we make fun of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And it's so funny, we have this, we can share things amongst each other that we know if we shared it with the rest of you all, you'd be like, ooh, why the pastor sharing this? Why the pastor laughing at this? Why they find this funny? You know what? We can't even, y'all, never mind. Forget it. But the realness of it is, certain things are just not that deep, that we're going to be that judgmental on, and that we're focused on. And I don't believe that God is focused on. God is looking at your heart. And your heart should be in a situation where you love people where they are, regardless. And you're not trying to find ways to destroy them. And that's what the Pharisees were looking. They went 3 times to try to find a reason to discredit Christ, instead of accepting. How much time do you think they wasted? Do you think it would have been more effective if they said embrace it and then took this man and started telling everybody about the miracles that Christ did? Wouldn't that have been more effective for the kingdom?
Right, it will.
So, if you think about it, when we try to blast other people, are we being counterproductive? or productive for the kingdom?
Counter.
I mean, it can be counterproductive. What are you trying to blast them for? Maybe they're doing something they really shouldn't be doing.
But is that your call?
So you're not supposed to say nothing.
Is that your call to blast them?
I'm not saying put on.
I said blast them.
Just say something.
I mean, if you're gonna say something to them, or ask them. I mean, you know, before we say, hey, you know, you really shouldn't be wearing that kind of dress, find out what's going on with them and talk to them. You might find out that might be all they have. You might find out that's where they came from, or you never know. Instead of saying, hey, don't wear that kind of dress. Make sense?
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying we don't have to blast something.
But that's what we do, though, isn't it?
Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes.
So why do you think people blast people like that?
I mean, a lot of people do because they feel like what that person has or what they're doing is inappropriate, so they don't know how to just talk to them and say, or get to know them and then figure out how to approach it to them and say, hey, you know, maybe, or you know what, I may have some, what size clothes you wear? Because I may have some clothes that I can give you, you know, if you, and just look through them, if you don't want them, just give them back. Whatever you give her might be a little bit longer than what she currently has.
Wearing a hat inside a sanctuary, inappropriate or not?
It's not,
Is it inappropriate? You say it's not?
no.
What do you say? It's not? What do you say?
Male or female,
Male.
inappropriate.
What makes it inappropriate?
But I'm not saying in the church, just in general. It's just the politically correct way of being when you're indoors, men don't wear their hats. Just,
So it's tradition.
yes, it's tradition.
So no longer right, just tradition.
Just tradition.
Yeah, so keep it ready.
But you come in wearing a hat, what people gonna say?
Say that.
That's-
Anything you might wanna ask? Why I got a hat on?
Right. No, the ball's not. Anything.
I have a bandage. Am I right?
The sideline might be bad. Anything.
No, right. I look like LeBron.
Right. Well, I'm just so good with his outfit.
Or that too, you know? Because the hat matches your elbow,
Exactly.
you know?
Like, you paid a lot of money with it. You know, people want to show you stuff off.
Yeah, for real. That part. So, but the thing,
person that would tell you to take it off would be probably like an older person. Somebody that's more traditional. I mean, young people ain't gonna think nothing about it. You
They
gotta
they not gonna care.
Alright.
no, so are we young or old?
Too young.
But a lot of people our age, we tell them to take it off.
I don't care.
I think the problem becomes,
I don't care if your shirt long, short, on or off, hat on, off, it don't matter.
Now, I can't have a shirt on.
I'm just saying, it's not,
I
I came for a purpose.
I know,
My
but I
purpose is
really-
not to critique your fashion choices.
I don't need you coming here looking like Childish Gambino in this mirror. I need you not to do that, if possible, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, cause then I'm like, excuse me, is everything okay, can I help you? You know, now I'm gonna say, I understand that I may be wrong, but, you know, the problem is everybody ain't at the level that you may be, and they're finding it as a distraction, and I need them to focus on the word. I know it's not your fault that they can't focus. They need to be able to handle, but can you help me help them? That would be my statement.
Yeah, you could ask.
I think more so than asking somebody to change or not to do or critiquing someone to their face, they normally talk behind their back.
That's what they do.
That's typically what happens, and then there's no reaching out to that person to see if they needed help, because you're constantly going and spreading rumors. It's like the girl who started going to church and all she had was her stripper clothes, and her statement to me was when she went for an interview was, I don't have any more clothes, I need a longer skirt, but she didn't have it and she didn't have money, but she came to church in her normal wear.
Club tie.
Yes, her club attire with her stilettos, and that's all she had. But you have people looking at her, talking about her behind her back, and you know, stuff like that, not realizing that she's come to church with what she has, and she couldn't afford anything else.
Was she still dancing?
No, she wasn't still dancing.
Because if you go to stripper, you got the fun. I'm just like, that may be what
Oh,
you
no, that's
want.
supposed strippers. Go ahead.
You know, I ain't want to come in here and start talking, but biblical.
Go ahead.
There's no arguments coming to whether she's still dancing or not. God said, come as you are. Give him onto your best. Now, that scale is not for other eyes. And that's what a lot of people get confused about. Because that's a traditional thing, not a biblical thing. So, if the person come in as they are, as they feel this is their best to present unto the Lord, it's not us to judge. Because that's what a lot of us get in trouble about. And that's a lot of, and I ain't gonna start venturing off, because I want you to stay on the focus with what you got going on, and I support what you're doing. That separate being a Christian versus Christ-like. Christians believe in Jesus. Christ-like believe that he can walk like Christ.
Exactly.
And so many times we find ourselves hitting that switch. You know what? Today, I'm just going to be a Christian. I can't believe she came in like this. Versus being Christ-like. And Jesus himself accepted those that wasn't supposed to be accepted in the eyes of his Father. So, having said that, and I truly came in on the back end on this lesson, and I want to first say that. But having said that, whether she come in here in her stripper clothes or her Walmart clothes, it doesn't change a thing because she's been opened up to the temple. God said that your eyes that choose to be upon me, I shall touch your heart.
So therefore, what we fail at is that we're being pharisaical because we're trying to find fault in people versus accepting what Christ is doing in people. That's what happened with this blind man. They wanted to move everything past.
Come on now.
And not deal with the fact that Christ gave a sign. Now, I want to deal with that word sign. Here, I want you to hear this. The Greek word semeion, sign, used in John 1 through 12, refers to a certain miraculous events that reveal Jesus' true nature. A sign, hear this, a sign possessed two necessary components. One, a supernatural act Jesus performed. Two, a meaning or message identifying some characteristic of Jesus' person and ministry. Yes.
Oh, let's go to the first part. And I don't want to break it down any further than what it is, but what it say sign, the supernatural, and when we break it down, I mean things that can't be explained by
Right.
man.
Right. That's what I was dealing with earlier. And we're talking about testimonies. You have, when you were saying about you were able to buy a house, but you got your credit right. See, that could be explained. So that wasn't the testimony.
Come on.
The testimony was why they didn't put you out the house when your husband died, and you went on the lease. I mean, you went on the deed, you went on the title, you went on the loan.
Right.
Unexplained.
See, how do you explain that?
Right.
That's what you can't explain. That was just, well, somebody just felt nice for you. Well, how did they feel nice for you? God moved on their heart. You can't explain it. Well, I think probably the person, the mortgage loan officer or the banker who was dealing with that, the accountant probably had went through that before. Their sister went through that, so they probably had a soft spot. Well, you don't think that God probably set them up for just a time as this? You get what I'm saying? That's the sign. But we miss it because we're so busy trying to find fault in everyone and everything instead of just accepting. We don't, because we're not happy with ourselves. The Pharisees weren't happy. They did not need Jesus to come. You know why? Because that means they could lose their job in their thought process. their job is in jeopardy. Jealousy is an awful thing. Jealousy and envy is an awful thing. And we fail to realize that we live in a society where we are jealous and envious of people. And we do so many things just to outshine other people and impress other people that do not matter, and it does nothing for you. We spend more time trying to make our, I cannot think how many workout videos of people doing this and trying to show how their body fit and how their body is fit, but their soul is terrible. How their body is fit and their spirit's going to hell. How their body is fit and their finances ain't even right. People will spend more money trying to get the look right and say I'm doing it for health reasons. But there's some healthy fat folk, okay? And some unhealthy, shapely folk. They got six packs and abs and everything else. It doesn't matter. What matters is your heart and your service to Christ. There's going to be a whole lot of fit people going to hell. Talk about their temple. Eat right, do this, you got to take care of your. You're right, I got to take care of my temple. But I need you to take care of your temple too, because right now, I believe God's going to accept me as being a fat boy before he accepts you being an arrogant, narcissistic, fine something, whatever. I'm just going to be real with you. At the end of the day, that doesn't matter. Pastor, I can't, I would tithe, but, we'll pay more money to gym memberships and everything else than won't give to church. Because we worry about how this looks. See, it used to be about clothes. And about clothes no more. Now it's about your body, your image. Man, somewhere I read in a book that they said people become lovers of themselves. Somewhere in some book. It was a bestseller book. What was the name of that book? I think that was the book. Bestseller. They will become lovers of themselves.
Is that Romans?
Lovers of themselves.
But
Think
you
about that.
You have to love yourself first before you can love anybody else.
Lovers of
Ooh,
yourself.
that's the most misquoted scripture in the world. Oh my God.
See, there's a very fine line
Come on now.
between being a lover of yourself and loving yourself. See, to love yourself is to love what God has done with you
Oh,
in
come on
His
now.
creation.
Walk it out.
That means that it doesn't matter if I'm fat or skinny. As long as God is in me, I'm good. I'm okay. Because it doesn't matter how you think about me. God is inside me. God inhabits me. And guess what? God is the Picasso. He created me. And everything He created in His Word said, it is good. So that is what I love. I love what God did. Now, here's the thing. I love what God did. Now, there could be some things that I did to God's creation
Come on now.
that I need to work on and I can get better on. How be it ever, that doesn't precede my inner man of God. I cannot actually begin to work on my outer man until my inner man is right. Because I'm going to be making a temple of my outer man, and my inner man is going to be empty hollowness. It's going to be a shell. It is going to be nothing but another trophy, another statue, another monument to a false God. Even if that God is me. I'm making an idol of myself. Because that's really what I'm doing. Because I'm doing it because now I didn't do it. I got past the point of just trying to get healthy, right? Now I'm doing it because I'm showing everybody else these guns. You know what I'm saying? I got the apex. I am now saying, look at me. This is what you want to be. Really? No. This ain't what you want to be. What's inside of me is what you want to be, which is Christ, not the outside. So what we're doing is we're idolizing ourselves. We're making idols of ourselves. We're making icons of ourselves. instead of letting God be the God and then working on the inner man. Do you understand that when you work on the inner man, that everything else will come into play? Because see, here's the thing. People are doing things. I saw a video or a meme or something. And it was so funny. It was a meme. And it said, come on, he says, don't you want to be in shape? He said, either you're going to get that body, get in shape to take them Instagram pics of your butt, or do you want to actually work a 9 to 5 and go to work? We would rather get our bodies in shape to take pictures and look good so people can like us and appreciate us. But they don't. They like you. They like it. Then to be honest with you, a lot of people only like you or only deal with you because of what they can get from you. And we're doing that because we want people to feel that people want to be a part of something that's bigger than them. So we want to be better. If I'm better than you, then you're going to want to be like me, and then you're going to like me, and you're going to feed into me, and because it has been proven scientifically that it is an endorphin that people receive when they get their pictures liked. That is true. People want to feel that high. They're addicted to that high. They're addicted to that adoration. Even if it's self-adoration, they're addicted to it. They're addicted to people liking them. Yeah, go ahead.
Give us the difference between divine presentation versus physical presentation and the importance of the
Divine, actually I started on when we came in. Divine presentation is when you see me, you see God. And that is my whole purpose, is when you see me, you see God.
all shapes, all sides.
In all shapes, all sizes, because of the fact that it's in it. I said this one time. I am saturated with God, that I exude it out of me. It is like I am a sponge that has been now, your grandma said, wrenched out all that other stuff, and then placed inside of the water. And then slowly, and here's the problem. You can take a sponge, you can put it in water, and you can let it go. And it gets some water in it. But if you soak it inside the water, and you slowly let that sponge go. Then you're submerged in the water, right? And you slowly let it go. You know what's going to happen? It's going to fill with water. It's going to be saturated with water. And God is saying, let me rinse you out. Let me dump you in the water. Let me hold you there. And let me saturate you. And when I saturate you, when you come out, you will be overflowing with me, exuding with me. And people will know you have been with me. Physical presentation, you are trying to grow yourself and present. It's like what I came in. I gave this physical presentation. When I walk in, you see this. You see 80s rapper, 80s DJ, you know what I'm saying? This is what you see. That is the fit. You don't see man of God. You see, you know what? He must be a rapper. He's trying to be a rapper. Or something to that effect. He in that B-boy style. That's what happens. But the question is, what do people see when they see you, when you open your mouth? They see a good person. They see a right person. They see a righteous person. What do they see? Have you spent the same amount of time? Sometimes God is saying, listen, and you ever notice you ebb and flow, you ebb and flow? You ever notice sometimes your money's up here, then your money down here, your money up here, your money down here? I want to tell y'all the reason why your money go up and go down. Because see, sometimes when y'all get up here, y'all forget about God.
Come on.
Y'all start doing other stuff. It gets up here, you know, I gave somebody a ride today. I mean, didn't have to all the way out the way, but I gave them a ride. And I always try to give people rides. Because I remember times when I didn't have a car. And you know that prayer, God, if you bless me with a car, I'll give everybody a ride. Whoever need to go to church, I'll give them a ride.
Well, it's whatever suitable need that you have at the time, that's
Yeah,
what you
but
tell them.
yeah, I didn't say that.
But you know what? See? It wasn't that one done. So my thing was, I'm always appreciative of God for having me have transportation.
Right.
And because I'm always appreciative of God having me have transportation, I don't mind giving folks rides. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh yeah, okay, fine, now do it. Because I understand, but what we have, our money, it ebbs and flows, and we find new ways to glorify us.
I did that.
Exactly. I bought it. This is mine. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had a neighbor. She had a Cadillac Seville. Was it the 1985 Cadillac
She had a
Seville?
boat.
The one with that slant back, you know what I'm saying? Looked like the Rolls Royce back in the day, the little tire on the back, you remember? Had that slant back. She had that white. Pearl white with that burgundy interior.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? With them ball hub caps. Boy, you remember the Cadillac ball hub caps? You know what I'm saying? But they lock. You know what I'm saying? They lock.
They just don't.
They lock.
Yeah, you can't just rip them off.
Yeah. Well, white wall tires.
Okay.
Fat
White wall,
boys
eagle
was
wall tires.
Fat boys was skinny.
No, she had the eagle walls. You know, with the gold going around, the white with the gold.
Yeah, okay.
Eagle walls. You know what I'm saying? This lady, she drove that car on Sunday. Her husband drove a beat up truck. Her husband could never step foot inside of her car. But her husband owned a lawn care company. He had a truck, a van, he had all kind of lawnmowers. That's what he did. He paid for everything. This woman, I don't think no more. But she was so prideful of that car. You couldn't touch it. You couldn't go near it.
So what's her idol? What's her God?
There it is. But be the first one to call Jesus. But somebody like, can you get him a ride at the store? She'd ask her husband, Andrew, can you get him a ride at the store in your truck? And she was miserable. Everybody was like, how do you talk to her? She's so mean. Nobody liked her. None of the kids in the neighborhood liked her. Some of the adults didn't even like her. They loved her husband though.
You trying to figure out how they got them. What happened?
Yes, we see that a lot in the church.
Exactly. But she was miserable. And she felt everybody was envious of her and her Cadillac. I'm serious.
So what happened? The tree fell on.
Man, let me tell you something. That was the last car she ever owned.
God give me.
Literally, that was the last car she ever owned. She never got another new car. Never. She died. And that car still was there. And I watched the car deteriorate and deteriorate and deteriorate. You know why? Because she held on it just like this.
I know you about to get that favor. I know you about to get Jesus' parable about the treasures that he gives to the three sons.
The
One
talents.
barrel.
The talents. The
Come
thing
on.
is, she held on to it. She buried it. She kept it. And you can't, God cannot increase you if you want to hoard what you got.
Ooh.
What?
I had,
Maybe she just felt like she was taking care of something she was blessed with.
No.
see,
Maybe she felt that. We don't know.
but you know what? People do that.
Status.
People do that. People call it, people say they're taking care of what God
Like I said,
blessed.
if I got a new car, like I said, I remember days I was walking. I got a new car, and I said I'm gonna take care of what the Lord.
But I'm not going to idolize it.
Like I said, I'm
So if I get, so watch this. So if somebody bump into it, don't be, hey. If a ball hit the car, don't get mad. Kids play with the ball. The ball may hit the car. It's a car.
Yeah, but you know, like you said, well, people ain't never had nothing.
First of all, debt appreciation is what it is.
Dead appreciation.
Debt appreciation.
I mean, like I said, like I said, she probably never had no car.
But
She
she's
had to come in first.
Who?
Your,
You go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, can't you maintain and upkeep a good car and still take
It's
people to
how you
church?
maintain and upkeep.
No, I'm saying it's still If you're saying you're trying to keep up the car, and that's why you don't do X, Y, and Z, then can you? But you're going in the same direction. If you're going to church and you picking them up,
So it's a car to be driven.
Look, I can't be running up my miles trying to make it last. Look, baby ain't foul. I don't know when it's coming my way again.
Well, you gotta sow a seed then.
I don't know when it's coming my
It
way.
doesn't matter. Trust in God, sow the seed.
Well, first of all, you already know favor is favor. First of all, let's go ahead and address that. Favor is favor.
No. Here's the thing. Here's my favor, and I get what you said. Favor isn't fair when you're on the opposite end of not getting it.
Come on now.
Okay?
Okay.
So the thing is, I can't because see, favor is unjustified and unmerited.
Come on.
You didn't deserve it.
I'm not seeking.
Right. Or not seeking, but you don't deserve it. See, and that's the thing why people say blessed and highly favored. You can't be blessed and highly favored.
One or the other.
You're right. You're one or the other. Are you doing what God say do, and you deserve everything you get because He blessing you, or you know what you just got?
It's all wrong, but He still.
But He still love you. He said, just because you're my boy, just because I love you, I'm gonna do you this time. I got you. I got you. I got you. But that's the thing. We miss it because, and the thing is, you gotta trust in God.
So, I kind of like that because so now, when people ask how you do it, I should really say favor.
Not the
Because
first
I
of all.
know good and well.
Stop seeking justification, because what you're doing right now is seeking justification. Stop that.
How?
Because I know you.
You know what I
Because that
say?
seems like a better
You know what I-
explanation. Because I know a lot of times I didn't
Why you gotta say that?
I didn't do.
But why you gotta say that?
I love
Yes,
God.
like
All you gotta do is say, I love God.
You know what I say? I'm absolutely wonderful. That's what I'm absolutely, because
I mean, my usual answer is I'm great.
You know.
That's usually my usual
Now, if I'm not doing good, hey, it's one of them days I can't call it, bro. That's my answer. One of them days can't
That's
call
your
it.
Christian day versus your Christ-like day. Man,
One of them days, I'll pray for me. I'll pray for you. Pray. Don't just pray for me. Pray with me right now. Pray with me. You know.
So I know the words you're saying on my behalf.
You see, you got some folk praying on you.
Come on. Ooh.
They praying on. They're not praying for you. They're praying on you.
There's a lot of haters sitting on your side.
Well, Jesus, that's all on deaf ears. He not listening.
Well, ooh.
Well,
Now, Satan might.
Come on now. Bring the word
Well,
now.
actually,
Bring the
Jesus-
word now.
Actually, Jesus was listening to them haters on his side. Matter
Come
of
on.
fact, he told one of them, "Go, that what you do is quickly."
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? He actually, you gotta listen to your haters.
Got you.
You gotta hear your haters. You know what I'm saying? Haters really motivate you. Haters let you know where you stand. Because see, I'm gonna be honest with you. Real talk. And I love Cat Williams said it was so true.
I like him.
If you don't have haters,
He ain't doing
You ain't doing something right.
You ain't doing something. You ain't doing something right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know when I done pissed some folk off. I'm sorry, I was gonna say that. I'm not even moving. I can tell when I done did something.
And I said worse than you good.
And it has been, I watch my father-in-law shit will fall off, you know what I'm saying? They get mad, they just drop off. They go, mad at him for what he, you know what, okay. Guess what? You'll get over it. But the thing is, when you're walking, if you're going to be that walking testimony, you have to make sure you are that walking testimony. At the end of the day, many of us would have went ahead and went with the Pharisees and said, well, yeah, I mean, he did heal on the Sabbath, and we ain't supposed to do no work on the Sabbath, so I guess that will make him a sinner. This man said, listen, I don't know if he is a sinner or not, but what I do know is I was blind, and now I see. All that stuff don't matter. I was watching something on TV, and they were talking about aliens in the Bible, and it was talking about how the book of Enoch and dealing with Satan and how Satan is Enoch and how they were actually aliens. And I thought about it, how people really get into that thing of aliens and how angels. Here's the funny part about it. It don't matter. What if God was an alien?
He's good.
He's still God. He's still the creator. At the end of the day, guess what? He is who he is. So, we measure in the mind. And we miss it. So the best thing to do is to look at our life and sit back and say, I will decide to serve God in spite of how I feel and what feels good to me and what's comfortable to me. that means putting more miles on your truck. No, no.
How not?
You know why?
I still was concerned
You
about
know
how
why?
it got.
You wanna know why?
No,
Because of your heart.
I really don't want to know why.
The instincts of your heart. The reason you're calling them an Uber is because you don't want them in your car, you don't want them out in your car.
But maybe I ain't going that way.
No, because you don't.
I don't want to be inconvenienced.
Once again,
Yep.
Christ again.
I know it does. It works. But
See, I can admit, watch this, I can admit, when I don't like moving, I'll pay for you to get a truck and pay
Right.
somebody else. Why? Because
I
I
ain't
don't
saying
like,
why, but I'm like, right.
I don't like moving. I'm not a good person
I
to
like
help
people
you
to
move.
stay in my house too tough.
And the reason I don't like moving, because see, one thing, because I'm so concerned about people, I don't know when to leave your house when enough's enough. I'm gonna be that guy until you say go home, because I don't wanna feel like I ran out on you.
Right.
And I'm really ready to go home, and I'm still there, and still, anything else done? Yeah, man, I'm still trying to do anything else. 3 hours ago, I was ready to go home.
Right.
But you never said, hey, John, you can go home now.
Right.
I wanted you to tell me to go home. That's what I wanted from you. But I stayed there, out of service.
Like, I don't like to let my friends spend the night. Like, one time my friend, a car ran into their apartment building. So they, like, I guess for that night, they was like, couldn't nobody go in it because they got to make sure it's still structurally sound and all that. So she called me. And she was like, hey, can me and the kids come stay by your house? I was like, nah. I said, tell you what, can I buy your room? I'm more than willing. Don't worry about it, let me pay your room. I mean, I thought that was still pretty good.
Why do you want me to come by your house?
Cause I don't wanna be bothered. I already got 4 kids, then your 2, 3 kids, and then they gonna start being bad, and you gonna wanna talk all night. I don't want you walking around my house, and then now we gotta share bathrooms, now we got additional folks. I just didn't wanna do all that. I just wanna, let me get your,
But what if God was
A
giving
nice
you a
woman.
word to give to her?
we're gonna do it over the phone. Please, Jesus, make it plain. I cannot give it to her over the phone. Cause I talk to her all the time anyway.
So they had to be in person. And you missed out.
We work together, but I don't see it.
No, the work wasn't a place to do. All night long, that night she did.
Well, we missed, I missed them all.
Yeah, you did.
Cause I was like, you know what, let me get you a room. You and the kids are much happier there.
How was her response to that?
She said, okay. She said, well, no, don't worry about it, okay.
You missed it.
So I said,
That was an
okay.
opportunity. Can we
I
tell you
said,
how,
"Ma,
want to tell you how I know, want to tell you how I knew it was an opportunity, you missed the opportunity? Because she would be like, oh, for real? Oh, okay. Cause she would have jumped at that. No, she needed you.
I was missing my too. I was late for work.
Exactly. I was like, a room closer to the kids' school in the morning. I'll make the means.
There's only one person that I push when they want to spend the night. And that's my brother, cause
Spent the night.
I said, that's only one person I kind of push that I'd be like,
Come on. Right. Certain people you just.
that's the problem, cause I like everything else.
Or like my uncle, he homeless, so every time, like say if a bad storm or something comes, it's always a big debate on who uncle gonna stay with. And he always stays with my mama, and I'm like, why do you always act like he's not gonna stay here? Well, you got a house, he could've stayed over there. He'll be more comfortable here, don't. How about I bring him food and everything?
How about you start acting like Christ and getting outside your comfort zone? How about that?
Well, it won't be doing that when I get outside.
You don't tell God what it won't be doing.
I'm telling you, big God has discussed this.
No, you were telling God, he didn't discuss
I'm
it.
telling you.
You know, I'm telling you. Listen, I'm just saying, you are gonna have to take Isaac up to the altar.
I'm already stepping outside my comfort zone.
You gotta take Isaac up to the altar.
I'm doing that.
She can be stepping outside with comfort zone in other
Areas.
areas. It's not.
That's not that.
See, no.
And I go, and then once again, my aunt, I call him,
You-
you all right
you
today?
can't- see, once
Let me
again-
get you a room.
You can't pick and choose. That's what she said. You can't pick and choose.
But help, some
And
help.
that's what I'm trying to say. You can't pick and
You
choose.
pick and choose, pastors pick and choose what they wanna do.
No, we don't pick and choose.
Yes, y'all do.
You do what you can do within
I
reason.
admit it. I
You do
know.
what you can do within reason.
But when it comes down to certain capabilities, But I'm not talking about comfort.
So if I'm incapable of buying you a room, take it.
No.
I'm giving you shelter, either way.
Let me tell you something, like I said. Sometimes I get people around that I don't want, I heard it's gonna be one of them round, I'm deal with them, they got traffic, it's gonna be this, I don't like that.
Well, maybe you should.
But you know what? It ends up being a blessing and something I shared and something God allowed me to minister to me.
But then, I mean, the
Every
way I
time.
kind of look at it, I don't feel any less blessed that I say no.
Right, see, I think if she doesn't feel guilty about it,
None at all.
Nah, you can't go by that because see,
sometimes you can, because if you're supposed to do something, you're like, dang, should I?
now sometimes, but the thing is, we have conditioned our heart to believe, harden our hearts in areas that we don't even know. And that's the truth and that's the word. The word has said that. You know, the best thing, that's why the best thing is literally to go outside your comfort zone. When I said earlier that we gotta realize that we ain't this, we ain't all that. When we come to that realization and realize that we need God and that we are gods, and I mean by possession, not that we're gods, but we're gods. When we come to that realization, then we will be totally to the point of whatever it is, I'm sorry for thinking that way, I'm sorry for acting that way, and you're gonna operate in the aspect of letting God know, and then taking care of his children, because they're God's also. I know it's hard, I know it's tough, but that's what Christ said do, yes.
So at what point, say you have done that several times for someone, at what point is it okay to be like, no, this can't keep going this way? That's not hardening your heart, because if you're genuinely assisting,
Okay, you're saying if you're genuinely assisting.
you're genuinely assisting, but every time you turn around, they say, hey, can I get a ride? Can I get a cup of milk?
I had a neighbor that did that.
I'm just saying, at what point?
Like I said, I don't feel any
There's
less
a-
blessed if
Now,
I say no.
hold on, there's a difference between being in a neighbor. Okay? There's a difference between being in. Her situation wasn't a continuous situation.
No, I'm just saying no off the roof.
That's the problem.
But like I said, I was willing to order an Uber. Like, I'm still probably willing to help you get where you're trying to go. So I don't feel like it's
What is it? No.
missing the mark.
No, the reason it's missing the mark is the intent of your heart of why you don't want to. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Because I don't want to ride to Atlanta today or whatever. You're right, I might want to go home and take a nap. I got other things I want to do. I might have pre-planned my day.
Now,
And it
watch this.
includes you.
If
So,
it was a real thing, like, I would love to, but I have to take my child.
then I be lying. I don't
No,
love to.
but if that,
I don't love to. I'm just not going to. No.
I wish I could,
No, didn't wish you.
but I
You're
cannot.
not going to tell no lies.
At least you being honest.
And that's what we're not going to do. Lie on top of
Right.
being unfaithful.
Right.
See,
How
how about I say, I say it would be different if you had something to really do, a real thing, like take your child to practice, or
Even
get
if
to work.
I
Or
just
you
wanted to
didn't
go
have that.
home and get a nap, even if I just wanted to walk around the mall, first of all, that's my vehicle that me and Jesus got together and got. That's first off.
And
However
Jesus
we
is
got
saying
it.
that you use it for out when he sends people to you.
But then the Lord blessed me with a couple of coins. He did that too. So I said, look at here.
So now you turn
I'ma
into a
give
den of
you-
thieves. What you
No,
did is this.
no, I
What
didn't.
you did
I
is
gave
you bought the
them.
sacrifice instead of gave the sacrifice.
They
and
got
clothes.
it. Do you think, but what if the person don't care? They just want to get there.
You bought
They
the
don't care if I
sacrifice.
drove or Uber to
You bought the sacrifice instead of giving the sacrifice.
No.
Yeah, you
Because
did.
if I could-
That's what they did. They would, I ain't gonna give you this. Now what I will do, I will go buy some up there, and then I'll give them as a sacrificial offering.
Like I said, I don't feel like any blessings missed. I don't think Jesus is mad or nothing. Because I should have said no all the way around, and that would have been it. No Uber, no ride, no nothing. Like, it's like a compromise.
I'm saying it's a hard thing. All right, let us close out.